Ow, my
Ow.
toe.
Careful there.
I
just
jammed my toe.
pulled it around because my chair hooked the leg.
Good morning, Flosstube.
Good morning. How is everybody today?
I made it out of bed.
That's a good thing.
I survived the torrential downpour, the rainstorm that we had.
When was
It was
that?
supposed to be snow.
Oh,
Remember, it was
that
calling for
one.
snow, and you said, "Oh, don't get excited. It'll probably rain," and it
And it
rained
did.
all day.
And the
every
one
day.
that's supposed to be coming this weekend, my husband says, well, I think it's going to be all rain. I'm like, no, it's not. So that doesn't make me happy. I think I'm ready to break up with winter already. And it's only January.
I feel like we've had spring-like weather.
We have. It's been in the 40s and 50s, so that's not winter.
Yeah, that's not winter. Did we get shorted?
Very much so.
Good.
And I think it's my fault, mine and Stephanie's.
What'd you do?
She gave me a snowblower like 3 years ago.
Yep.
And it's not snowed since
Ever
then.
since.
And it's one of those big snow blowers that's got the big chute on it.
Oh,
And the
dang.
blades, oh,
Those are the ones that when you're out in the driveway doing show
Yep.
snobble business, that they're all jealous because they're all standing at
Yep.
the window with their coffee with their pajamas still on, thinking, "Man, I wish I had that."
wonder if I could hire her to do my driveway.
Oh.
So, yeah, so it's and I even took it to have it checked over and made sure everything was ready to go.
All the wires are in the right place,
Yeah, and
and it spun in the right direction.
that's true. So, yeah, it's my fault. Sorry.
That's all right.
Maybe I should give it back to her.
Maybe you should wait till May.
Hey, we've had snow in May before.
Have we?
Oh yeah, I remember being out at the soccer field watching one of my kids play soccer, and it's just snowing like crazy. I had to go sit in the car.
Oh man.
So, while they still were out there
Still playing soccer.
But I had a baby, so I had to get the baby in the car. So yeah, the weather's weird. Global warming, whatever it is, it's weird. So, but even if it's raining or snowing, you can still sit inside and stitch.
Yeah, you can. Or
And-
sit on the sofa and watch Netflix or YouTube.
And stitch. There's nothing really that you can't sit and do that you can't sit and stitch too. So, unless you're Lisa.
Unless you're Lisa.
And then she struggles. But I know she can do it. She just hasn't convinced herself, but that's okay. She'll
She
get there.
can do anything.
Yes, she can. So, what we got going, Peter?
Okay. Well, the first thing right in front of me is we got this amazing present from Tammy Blaylock, who has a online store that sells bags, like cross-stitch project bags.
She has amazing bags.
Creative Country Girl is the website.
Yes.
Yeah.
I think so.
And
Sorry if that's not right, Tammy.
I believe it's Creative Country Girl.
I know Country Girl is in there.
And she's creative.
Oh, wait.
You have a bag?
I do.
Oh, good.
Here's one of her bags.
Oh, nice. That's nice.
And yes, Creative Country Girl.
2 points for me.
Good job, Peter.
We'll hold it up so they can see. This is
Got
one of
some-
her works.
That's a project bag,
Yeah, we have.
and it holds a lot. I think there's
That does hold a lot. I think it weighs like 5 pounds.
There's 2 projects in there: a magnetic board,
Oh, wow.
floss, fabric, and who knows what else is in the bottom. It's been a while since I emptied it out.
Her bags tend to be unique, one of a kind designs. She always have just different stuff on her website. She's been releasing a couple travel totes, which are really phenomenal. Like for retreat bag, if you're
Oh,
going to
yeah.
a retreat, you need something to put all your stuff in.
I took 2 of them to the retreat that Lynn and I went to in Iowa for
Uh-huh.
a couple people that were there, and I was watching them across the room as they were opening them. I mean, there's just these bags just kept coming out of these envelopes, and I'm like, that's a really cool bag. I thought you could pack a lot in that. So yeah, they're very nice, very, very well made. So
And for those of you who come to the shop and stitch with her on Saturdays, she has a new stitch in on Fridays now. I believe it's once a month on Fridays. Just go onto our website. You can check that out. Fridays is the one that usually has an opening or 2 more than the usual sold out Saturday. So you can check that out.
yeah, it's neat that it's been so well received that we had to add another one. I kept thinking, okay, that one's full, it stays full, this one's full, we need another one.
Yeah.
So thanks for stepping up, Tammy. We appreciate that.
Yeah, it was really nice of her to offer her time up and
Yeah.
be willing to, share her passion of cross stitch to the community. I know it's helped a lot of people out there be able to come to a place and just get away from their busy life and just kind of get lost in their cross stitch. So that's awesome, Tammy.
Yeah.
But this is the present she brought us. I'm still trying to figure out how to use it.
You've never used a design board before, Peter?
I tried, but the projects kept falling off.
Oh, you
Well,
did-
not the projects, but see, look, the patterns. If I show a pattern,
Well, there's
like
nothing
that,
to stick them to.
It just falls. This is really nice. Thank you so much, Tammy. I showed Lenine the day that you brought it in, or the next day when she came in. So this is fun. This is a legit one too. This is the real deal. This is like an actual,
Yeah.
really nice one. So we'll be using this today and see how it works out.
Well, I have a few,
Here's a little gift card.
a few ideas on how we could make it work with the patterns, but we don't
It's
have
got
a
the
piece
little
of parts.
snowman. It's got the little snowman on there. Look at that little snowman. Isn't he so cute?
It was good today. Was you here Tuesday? when
I love
we
it.
took the meeting? Oh, at the bank? I couldn't believe it.
Well, should we start with finishes? We have finishes. We have lots of really good finishes. So I went to the people that do cross stitch here in the store and asked if they had anything that they'd like to share. And so we have a couple of finishes that they did. So we'll be showing those now.
Which one first?
Grab that snowflake. So this one's called the Starlit Snowflake Cross Stitch. This is what the pattern looks like. And then Nancy will show you the finished project. And this one is done by Deborah, who is our online orders department. So if you've ever called, or if you do call, she's the one that you'll more than likely talk to help you with your order.
Okay, Deborah used, it looks like the white opalescent because it's glittery. I don't know if you can see that. But it's a glittery white 8 o'clock, probably 14 count knowing Deborah. And she did the blue version, but on the back of the pattern it shows you, they give you options for a red version and a gray version. So whichever one, I'm pretty partial to the blue. And then she chose some of this past year's Christmas fabric to finish it. And she just did 2 borders on it and then made it into a pillow. She just enveloped the back. And see how it kind of gaps? I know I've had some of my pillows doing that. And if you just get like a little safety pin or something, you can put it through there and it'll just close the gap if it bothers you. If it doesn't bother you, leave it alone. It's fine.
Little safety
Yeah.
pin.
And you can put a button on that or a charm on that.
Oh,
and-
a button would be cute,
Yeah.
like a buttonhole.
yeah, and then just put it here on the back, and that'll close up. It'll tighten up the back of your pillow, but doesn't bother you. Don't worry about it.
Oh, that's what.
So this is really pretty. Deborah did a really good job, and I liked her choice of fabrics for the back because it gives just
Beautiful.
a little more spark and glisten to it.
That's beautiful.
For the snow we don't have,
For the snow that we had one day.
and it didn't last that long. My goodness.
Okay, next up we have
Julie's finished.
This is Lockwood Manor. Nancy will show you what the pattern looks like.
No, that's her quilt.
No, who did this?
Julie did this one. She's.
Oh, I'm getting everybody confused.
You are. She's one of our gals that works out on the front, and this is an Erin Elizabeth design, and it's called Farmhouse Sampler. And this Erin is a fairly new to us designer, but she has got some really pretty patterns. And Julie finished this one. She used a light blue, looks like 8 o'clock on the back. She did make some changes to some of the colors in there. I think she said she changed out the blue in the windows to a yellow, which would make sense to me because it would make it look a little warmer. And then I think she changed something else, I'm not sure. But she finished it on just a board that she, I believe, painted white and used the mini pom-poms around the edge just to kind of give it a little bit of definition.
Those are really nice and mini.
Yeah, she used black, which complements all the
Yeah, that's
darker
nice.
colors in that.
It's subtle, that black trim, but it adds just
Yeah.
enough.
And this can show you because the pattern is done on a, well, it doesn't really tell you, but just the color on the pattern is like a taupey color.
Uh-huh.
But when she used the light blue, it just totally changed the whole look of it.
Yeah, really makes that white shine.
Yeah, so don't be afraid to swap up colors or fabric colors or anything in your projects because it's your project. Make it yours.
I love what that's put on.
Yeah, she did a good job. She also dated the back. That was a good idea. Okay, now you can show that one.
Who did this one?
Julie.
Okay.
That's the quilt behind you.
This is Lockwood Manor by Kay England. Kay is local. She lives in I believe she lives
Really?
in Carmel. Yeah. She's local. She's also a published author, and she also used to have a quilt store too.
Wow.
But her books are really well written. But this is her pattern, Lockwood Manor by Kay England. And she does really cool patterns, which is what's really nice about this one. This is the quilt behind us.
Yeah.
Let's see if we can get that to focus. I'll get out of the focus box. There we are. It has really nice whites, tans, darker tans, grays, creams, black. It's got a really nice border with the blocks that are set on point. With the four, can't see it, but the star blocks on the four corners. It's in the pattern right here. These little star blocks on the four corners. So she combines traditional with a little bit of modern traditional, and it just creates a really fun design. And she has beautiful floral borders too.
Yeah. That's one of those patterns that every time you look at it, you see something different.
It
A
is.
different pattern pops out at you.
You're right.
Those are cool. I like those type patterns.
Yeah, that fabric's beautiful.
Yeah.
And the fabric is Wilmington Prints.
That's fun. Good job, Julie.
Yeah, she does amazing work.
Yeah, Julie also teaches a beginning quilting class.
Oh, yeah, that's a wonderful
Yeah,
class.
she's got one coming up. I think it's a floating log cabin.
That sounds
So,
right.
yeah. Not sure when it is, and I'm not sure if it's full, but it's something you might want to check out if you're
She
interested.
could have a space left or two.
Yeah, so check the website and see if you can still sign up for it if you're interested. So, hey Peter, do you like polar bears?
Yes. The Polar Bear Express. Okay, this next sample I'm going to show you, this is done by Alex. Alex is our newest hire that Nancy snagged when he was in the store.
I did.
Snatched him right up.
I did.
Oh, this is called the Jolly Polar Bear Ornament. What's really cool about this is a kit. The kits are nice because they have the thread contained. They have the finishing piece in there, which is a
Tin.
is it a kind of like a mini cupcake tin?
Yeah, just like
Kinda?
a mini tin.
Did that one have the cloth and the needle?
I believe so. Yes, everything is in here that you need to do the kit.
Nice,
You have
cloth
your
and
floss,
needles.
Needle. Great thing to. Oh, and I don't know if you can see it, but inside the tin, I don't know if that's going to come through. You'll see a little piece of foam, and that is actually what you put the cross stitch over the top of to then go into the tin. So Alex did a good job.
Good job, Alex. Way to go.
And he also wanted to learn how to finish it. He wanted to do the project from start to finish.
That's awesome.
And he could have said, hey, Nancy, it's done. Will you finish it? And I would have said, sure. And I asked him, I said, so do you want to learn how to finish it or do you want me to? And he said, I want to learn. I said, all right, here you go. So,
And word on the street is he already has the next
yep.
thing picked out.
Yes, he does. we don't let our sample stitchers stay dormant long. So, All right, our next sample. We do not have the wool in the shop yet, but Lenine she likes to get ahead and get things done.
She's way ahead of the curve, you guys.
But this is Pretty Posy Pincushion, and it's a Peaceful Gatherings pattern. And I believe it's Marcus Wools that they're going to be coming
Yes.
in soon. And these, by the colors in the flower, these are really rich colored wools.
Yes, those are nice.
So I get excited when new wool comes in, especially the ones that are patterned, because a lot of times you'll just see like a mottled look to it, but these actually
where it's
have
dyed that way.
yeah, a texture like a houndstooth or a herringbone, and these have some good patterns.
I love this.
Yeah.
I love that background wool.
The beige.
And I love the pattern having the solid petals mixed in with the pattern petals. What a great idea to combine
Yeah.
the pattern wool with the solid wools.
Yeah, and I'm not sure if the pattern. Okay, maybe it comes as a kit. It's going to come with your wool, the 4 pieces of wool, and
But not floss.
not your
filler.
floss or your filler, which this is filled with crushed walnut shells, which you can get here at the shop in either 4-ounce or 8-ounce bags. So,
That one's got a nice weight to it.
yeah,
It's got a good amount of real estate, because you got to be honest. Like,
Yeah.
I made a pen cushion, one of the Cappy's English paper piece pen cushions, which is a free tutorial on our YouTube channel, and we have the kits available here at the shop. And I tell you what, you put a few pens in that, and it's filled up. This is nice because, like, I got real estate. I can put some over here, put some over here, put some over here, put some over here,
And you don't
maybe.
have to put it through the wool.
Well, I'd put my real special ones like in the center or in
Yeah.
the petals, somewhere where I can keep track of those, really special pens that or sewing needles that I like using.
Yeah.
More sewing needles than anything.
Yeah. So all you woolies, keep an eye out for this, and it'll be in the wool department as soon as it comes in. All right, Peter, what's next?
Okay, we talked about that. We talked about that.
All
We
that's
talked about
done.
that. We don't have anything over here. What's that big bag you got next to you?
Oh, my big bag.
Yeah.
It's my big bag of whips. And sad to say, some of them go back to 2016.
Well, that's not that far.
Yeah, that's 7 years.
That's not that far.
For me, it is.
I think I met a customer that finished a cross stitch from 30 years ago.
That would drive me crazy.
30 or 35 years ago, she finished it. Yeah.
Ay, ay, ay. No, not me. All right, so here's one bag.
Oh, I know what this is. I can tell.
Yeah, and have we shown this before?
No,
Okay.
you've shown me.
I was gonna press it, but
I love it.
it didn't get done.
Yeah, you want to use the pattern board?
Now
Project
that
board?
will work.
There we go. Look at that. Already putting this thing to good use.
This is Fragments in Time from Summer House Stitches, and this was from 2 years ago that they came out with this series. And this is a Susquehanna Valley series, and when I saw this, I fell in love with all the colors and kind of the folk artish look to it. I've got 2 more cards to do, and the borders, which, oh my goodness, the borders take forever.
Yeah.
And I'm hoping and praying that they match up. But I'll be anxious to get this finished and framed. And if you, I don't know, can they see that middle border is the alphabet, which the other ones I have done, they've been like a floral, scrolly, leafy, like what's in between.
Oh, they snuck an alphabet in there.
Yeah, they
That's
put an
cool.
alphabet. Isn't that neat? And they got some numbers here on the end. So this is, it's fun. I think it's on
It's beautiful cloth.
32 count straw, which really complements all the colors. So I'm working on the border underneath here. And what I do is I'll do a block and then I'll do the border pieces around it so that I'm not left with just doing all border at the end. And problems with that, if you get off in your block, your border's going to be off. So I may stop after this one because I know I'm a little bit off in here. Finish these 2 and then bring this border down and this across and see what I need to do to make them match. But I'm going to pray that they match.
So I noticed this is a rather big piece, and my instinct would be, oh, it's a big project, get a big hoop. But I know but I noticed you have a nice little hoop in there. Is there an advantage to that, or why you like using that small hoop in there with that size of a piece?
I have small hands,
Uh-huh.
so when I'm working with it, I would use the magnets that we have here in the shop. They're magnetic ties. I would roll it up and put a tie there, and then where I'm working is this little space right here. So I don't have this big hoop that's cumbersome to me. And
That's a really good idea.
yeah, I do have to be careful that I don't stitch this in the back.
Right.
Which I've done that before.
I think you would feel it on your hand, like the fabric.
Yeah.
You can kind of like swat it out of the way with your hand.
But I just use a smaller hoop. And I know some people say, well, don't hoop over your design. Well, that'd be kind of hard to do.
But it's, obviously you've hooped over your design because you've done really nice work on all these blocks, and it doesn't have an effect that you did hoop over your work.
Now, the one thing that I should have done, and it helps in not creasing your work or distorting your stitches, is when you're done stitching to take it out of your hoop. I didn't do that.
Yeah.
But it'll be okay.
That always lasts for like the first 3 stitching sessions, and after that you're like, okay,
like,
I'm over rehooping this.
Yeah, I'm tired. I just set it down and then I'm off. In here is another set of the next one.
Wow.
So, yeah, and Market's coming.
And you finished one before, didn't you?
I did.
You had a finish. I remember that.
I did.
That was from them.
And Market's coming up, and I'm sure they're going to have another series coming up.
Nice.
So, this one is from 2016.
Okay, that's not that far ago.
I feel like it is.
Look at that project bag.
This
It's legit.
is from Plum Street. And this was, I think I got it as a kit.
That's pretty.
And it's called the Heritage Sampler. And I'm not sure if it has come out in a pattern.
Tina, have you done this one? I know she's
Yeah, I
working
bet she would have if it's come out. I bet she's done it. But here's my mistake that I made and why it went into timeout since 2016.
What happened?
Well, I wasn't real confident with using linens then. So this calls for a 32 count linen, and I chose a 14 count Aida.
Okay.
Well, if you're going to do that, that's fine. But you really need to look at the components of the pattern, because if you'll notice the flag, the Don't Tread on Me here, that's where they use petapoint, to where instead of going over 2 on a 32 count, they would just go over 1 for the letters. Well, to go over, I'm already stitching over 1 with 14 count, so you would have to go over half a stitch, and that would make the stitches look really bad. I tried it, but it didn't look right, so I opted to just leave the areas open. But now I feel like I need to go back and fill that in. So the thing that I was a little concerned about is there's a lot of writing at the bottom of the pattern.
Oh, yeah.
So we didn't show the pattern, did we?
No. I'll show the pattern. Here's the pattern. It's an awesome pattern. Look at that.
Yeah.
Look at all that funness.
It's got a lot of fun in it. I'm getting, well, when I pick this back up and get started on it again, the boat, that's the next, and I chose to do it in like little sections. So we'll be doing, I'm assuming that's George Washington and his soldiers in the boat.
Yeah.
So that'll be next. Finish or work some more on the flowers. I really enjoyed doing the flowers. Those were fun.
Was this petty point, these letters, and the Don't Tread on Me?
Yeah, so I would have had to have gone into halfway.
Did you do that?
No, I didn't.
That looks good.
But it looks weird, things not filled in. So I think I need to go, I either need to rip everything out, all the letters, fill it in, and then go back and put the letters back in. But then all these words at the bottom, I'm not real sure how I'm going to get all those in there. But I'll make it happen somehow.
Well, on the flat, like here where you say it's not filled in, I see what you're talking about.
Yeah.
Down here, there's nothing behind it.
Right.
So it wouldn't have that look like
No.
this has. So I think you'll be fine with that,
Yeah.
with those letters.
I hope so.
You had it since the pattern came out?
I think it was an exclusive kit or something at the time.
Oh, an exclusive.
So I'm sure she's released
Neat.
it to everybody else.
Neat. Very nice.
But yeah, that one's been hanging around for a while. I think about it every once in a while.
That's a nice one.
Yeah. So all of you early American stitchers, there
It's
you
got
go.
the 1628, the 1776, and then the 1860
Yep, through the years.
through the years.
So yeah.
Put that in there.
Okay. These things kind
You've been busy.
they haunt me. They really do.
Did they keep you up awake at night?
They do. It's like I'll be stitching on something.
Remember,
That's what it is.
Plum
It's
Street Sampler.
like, you know, you've got that in the bag next to you.
The year is 1776.
I didn't start it then. Okay, this one's a shout out to my daughter,
Which one?
Julie.
Hi, Julie.
She started a new job today. We're so
Good luck
excited.
today, Julie.
Yeah, I hope you hear this. We're thinking about you. All right, she got married 2 or 3 years ago, and I decided I wanted to do a wedding sampler. So they had kind of a, not a boho style wedding, but it was interesting. So I found this, well, not that it was weirdly interesting. That sounded bad, didn't it? She had a very nice wedding. But I found
job,
this
Mom.
pattern from Dimensions, and it's called it's called Rustic Bloom. And I thought, well, this was very similar to one of the decorations she had used in her wedding. So I thought, okay, where the letters are here in the center of the wreath, I thought I can not do those, but put her name and her husband's name and their wedding date in there. So don't be afraid to take something like this and not really recreate it, but make it yours. Because, you know, I could have thought, I mean, early on when I was stitching, I thought, well, I can't not put those words in there. I have to do it like the pattern says. Now I'm to the point of where
But thank you for calling.
I want that, but I want this in there. So I'm not very far at all. Sorry, Julie.
You have a fern.
I have a few ferns.
So what's the branch of a fern called?
A frond.
A frond. You have a
Yes.
frond. Because
So-
because she's frond of you.
Oh my. So I've got started on, and I think the thing that, I look like Kilroy. There we go. Do you know who Kilroy is? Back, I think, and correct me if I'm wrong, YouTubers, but I think it was back in the 50s or 60s, there was this guy who all you would see was him
Oh,
over this, and his name was Kilroy.
was that what's his name's neighbor?
That's Wilson.
Yeah.
But
Oh.
it was kind of after, it was way after.
Oh,
But
okay,
that's
okay.
how it started. So
That's funny.
there is so much back stitching in this. And
Oh,
I
man.
don't back stitch. Look at all that.
Oh, so Tina, I was telling Nancy how she needs like to get one of her daughters to do her back stitch, and I was like, man, Nancy, you just need one of your daughters to do the back
Do you think
stitch.
Julie would do it on her own wedding sampler?
She might. She might. You'll have to ask her.
I think she'd tell. She did ask me about it not too long ago. And
I
I'm
bet
like,
you know now that she cross stitches, I bet you she would.
I don't know that she's
That-
done a lot of back stitching.
That would be a good mother-daughter project. Well, this would be a good practice for her.
Well, yeah. Yeah, but I promise I'll get it done, Julie, before.
Before your 50th anniversary.
Yeah, we'll go there before your 50th. But that's
Or
another
30th.
one or something. Okay, this is another one that's been around since Deborah.
Deborah!
Deborah and I got together and had this harebrained idea back in 2016. And
Hi, Deborah.
hi, Deborah.
Welcome to Flosstube.
She's sneaking in around. You're gonna have to come back here behind Peter and I.
Right here in the hole.
So, in
Your
this,
head's cut off.
There you go. In the Stony Creek magazine back in 2016, they had this really cool project. It was Deborah and I had this harebrained idea that we were going to do this project. And we got all excited about it. And Lenine got behind it and said, hey, we've got this really wide, how wide was it? It was wide.
Big.
14 count Ada. And of course, Deborah was excited. She loves 14 count. But what it was is this Halloween Afghan. Isn't that cool?
Did you say Afghan?
Afghan.
Because usually in knitting terms, that means a whole lot of knitting.
Well, look at the stitching.
There's 30 squares.
There's 30 squares.
And guess what?
We've got,
Part of a square.
yeah, we're not even, I think I've got a little bit more done than you do.
Yeah, I
But-
think so too.
So how big is the cloth? Is this like a, let me find the size, hold on. It's 446 stitches by 530.
It's going to be big.
Very big.
That's a big boy.
Does it tell how big?
Oh, if you're doing 14 count, you need a piece of the design size is 31 inches by 37 inches design size on 14 count.
So we thought this was a great idea.
How much floss does this thing use?
Lots.
Let's see. Let me dig in my magic Mary Poppins bag here that everything is stuffed in. Nope, that's the wrong one.
It has a lot of flosses. Oh my
That's all the
gosh.
floss in my floss bags.
That's not too bad. I
And
would have
it-
thought it'd be more than that.
We even have glow in the dark.
Oh wow. Oh,
I
for
thought-
like the boneyard?
Oh yeah. Yeah.
That's cool.
I thought that would be fun.
That is cool.
So again, it has borders on it that, and mine has been in timeout, I will confess. Even on 14 count, I can make a mistake. All my projects are on.
So do you have all the issues to do this?
I do.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's neat. I like that.
Somewhere, and I think it's in here. I'm off.
I think it's too big to really worry about.
Well, you have to kind of match things up with your border. My border's not wrong because there's the same amount of stitches in each of the checkerboards, so
Right.
that one's right. My thought is it's over in here somewhere. So I brought it in. Donna was working here one day, and I said, Donna, what do I do? So she says, well, just leave out this row. So that's why it went into timeout, because that scared me.
Oh man.
So this is the one that's been
Haunting you.
haunting me. But Deborah and I are going to take this to Nashville with us, and we're going to work on it.
Yes.
Together.
I love it. I love it.
And maybe get a block done.
That'd be awesome. You guys would get a block done. You're there for like a weekend.
Yeah, we do.
Thanks, Deborah.
Oh, you're welcome.
We're going to get them done
We're going to.
before we die. Maybe. Look at this, Peter. Isn't that a cute
Ooh.
project bag?
That's neat.
This
Snowy
is,
mountains,
Yeah.
snowflakes. Hey,
Yeah.
it's a pink sky.
and this is from Fat Quarter Shop. Those of you serendipity people, does this look familiar?
Oh my gosh.
This is a floss book that I
I
made.
love your floss book that you made.
Yeah.
There's only so many people that have this. How many?
5 people.
Okay, there's only 5 people that have.
So you
her
have a
floss book.
true exclusive. And I thought, I made this, I should probably use it. So
Not a bad idea.
Yeah.
You're putting it to work.
I am. We'll see how it wears. But this pattern is from Fat Quarter Shop. It was in their quarterly stitch.
Oh.
And it's called Wintertime. And I went rogue because I really don't start another project unless I have one done. And Fragments in Time is, again, haunting me, but I
Yeah.
said I need to start something different. So this is done on an opalescent mint fabric. It is so pretty.
That is pretty.
But I've got that much done.
That's pretty. Look at that little polar bear. Is he wearing a sweater?
He is, with
He's wearing a
snowflakes.
hand knit sweater. It's
Yep.
a Norwegian sweater.
And there's a penguin sitting on the head of a fox who is sitting on top of the polar bear. So I hurried up and finished his head so that he would look like something other than just a sweater.
You know why they're standing on them, don't you?
They're
Because
Feed-
they're waiting to see what he brings out of the ice hole. The fish. 'Cause
well,
the
he's
polar
got to
bear's
get
fishing.
there first because there's trees that go on
Oh, he's going through the
both.
the
Yeah,
forest.
got to go through the forest before you get to the lake. But I'm sure the lake is just like right
It's
over
just
here.
there, yeah. One more step and he would have been
Yeah.
there.
So I'm working my way up on the tree, and then I'll go and do the back half of the bear. Because he'd look kind of funny if he only had a front half. But yeah, that's what I'm working on right now. And I did have one more that I didn't bring because there's a huge story behind that. When I started having grandkids, was that almost 12 years ago? I made the stamped cross-stitch baby quilt, and I thought, I'll do this for each one of them. Thought I might have to do 6 of them, maybe.
2?
Guess what?
What?
I have 12 to make,
12.
and I've only
12.
made 4.
12 is the body count.
And I've only made 4.
4.
So the one I'm working on right now is for Harrison, and it's jungle animals. And if you do stamped cross-stitch, we think regular cross-stitch has a lot of stitches in it. Oh my gosh, that has a ton of stitches in it. So it's slow going, but maybe I'll get it done before I can't see anymore.
Well, you got time.
With all these other whips I've got, Peter, and then all the other projects in the stash, and sure, Peter, I've got time.
And the quilting.
What are you going to help me with?
And the sock knitting.
Oh, yeah. That's a whole nother story on its own. What have we got new, Peter, that I've gotten myself in trouble with?
Man, we got some really good new stuff.
Yeah.
Good morning. This is Jessica. I'm here at Always in Stitches, and Peter pulled me in so I can talk to you a bit about dyes. I am the J in the J. Madsen dyer. So I work here in the shop, but I've been dyeing wool and fabric for a long time. I find it fascinating. I find it just crazy, the stuff you can do when you mix colors together. It's just a world of fun. So the latest dyes, I have some sunshine. This is 2 different yellows blended together. I do my dye work mostly with 3 colors that I blend together. I tend to use the cyan, magenta, and yellow format. So I actually have some cool yellows and some warm yellows, and I mix them together to see what comes out. So this one was a yellow, and you can see that some of this is modeled. You can do this at home if you want to. Save your old tea or make a special pot and put your fabric in there. But it gets a little messy, and it can be kind of special, so you don't want to use your dye pots for food if you're using the chemical dyes that I use. So, dye your own if you want, but come to the shop and shop some of mine too. I try to get this modeled look. This stuff in here is what I love. And so I scrunch these fabrics up, and I put them in a tub, and I pour the dye on them, and I let them sit, just trying to see what sort of patterns occur. I didn't intentionally fold them. It's not like I did a special tie-dye technique where I tried to get those. I just scrunched them in there to see what would happen. So this is Sunshine. It turned out lovely. I was really pleased with that one. And now, this is the challenge of any dyer, is that you think you know what you're gonna get, but then magic happens and you get something totally different. And if you could see the color this one was supposed to be in my brain and the color that this turned out, they are worlds apart. And that's just some of the challenges of dyeing, but I like it. This one to me reminds me of looking up through the trees and seeing the bits of blue sky and the bits of sunshine. And I think it would be lovely to use as a background for some sort of nature scene as you're doing your cross stitch. So this one's called Naturescape. If you ever come talk to me in the shop, you'll learn that I hate coming up with the names. So if you have great names for me, send them to the shop. I'd love to have great names. This one is Sunlit Sky. Again, yellows on top of blues. But look at the model. I mean, I'm aiming for this mess of more blue over here and more yellow over there. And how are we going to make that work so that you can then do something on top of it and come up with something fun. This last one was the one that was closest to what I was aiming for. I'm calling it peach. This is summer when you've been cutting up peaches and you've got peach goo all over, and it's a little more on the brown than on the orange side. But isn't it lovely? Look at all the bits and pieces. So that's what I'm
Hold it up a
doing.
little
I'm
bit. There you
playing with the color, trying to get some fun stuff there for you to then do your cross stitch on top of. Really, I am trying for lighter colors because I don't want to overwhelm the work you're doing. Now, these are cotton fabrics. This last little bit are polyester, and polyester's one of those things that I hadn't dyed before. But it turns out RIT has a special dye for polyester. So we dyed some pom-poms, and aren't the colors great? And if you read the names on these, all credit to Nancy, because this is blue raspberry. This one she came up with is frog legs. All I did was put the color on them. This is You Made Me Ink. And then this one, Frankly Scarlet, ... and Atomic Orange. All of these are it's just color, it's just play, and it comes out so fun and so pretty. So come see what colors we've dyed, what we can, help you with your cross stitch. And if you want to try dyeing your own, keep your eye on the class list. Nancy and I are trying to cook up a dye class, so we'll see what we can do.
Hey there, all you on Flosstube. My name's Cappy. You've heard my name mentioned, I guess, a couple times, but I manage the store here, but that's not the important thing. The fun, important thing is what I want to show you today as cross stitchers. This might appeal to you. I am an abysmal failure at cross stitch. So I love watching all the things everybody makes. I, for whatever reason, have a brain block. I can't get it done. And this is the stupid part, because this is probably as tedious or more than cross stitch. But Peter's laughing. He's behind the camera right now, laughing at me, because it's absolutely true. People see this and they're like, "Why on earth would you do that?" So this is, I say peyote beading. How do you say it?
I say it like you say it. Peyote.
Peyote. Okay. And I don't know if that's the right
I
pronunciation.
don't either. I just know it looks really cool.
You know, if you say a word like you know how to say the word, people don't ask. They just, move on. So anyhow, what this is beading, quite literally beading. And I'm going to show you this part because it's on their webpage. You can see this part no matter who you are. And it comes with really good instructions that shows you exactly how to do it. It comes with the needles that you need to do the project. They're very complete kits. This is what I love about 2 little needles, and the floss that you need to do the beading, and then the beads, which is the fun part. But I mean, these are literally microscopic. They're seed beads. And they might even be smaller than seed beads. Some smart bead person could tell you.
Would you say they're like the beads in the Mill Hill kits, you think, size-wise?
I think they're littler.
Oh, okay.
Some of these are tinier than seed beads. I mean, they're eensy teensy. And then they always come with a little decorative pack. And each one is a little different. So here's one. This is called the Sunflower and Crows, which I know there's a lot of crows in cross stitch for some reason. So what these are is you can bead them, do the bead work, and then you use like a key fob. I carried one around on my key ring for my car, which was a really bad idea because it was too much abuse and it didn't hold up to it. For a key fob, it'd be great. But
Didn't you have it on as a scissor fob in your English paper piecing kit?
Yes, I have it, and I have one at home, and I didn't realize we were going to do this, so I didn't bring it. And
I didn't realize we were going to do this either.
I know, because that's the kind of story.
These just came in,
That's
I think,
right.
yesterday or today.
They did just come in yesterday, and we bought 2 or 3 of each one, and now we're down to 1 of each one because staff bought them.
I heard there was a flamingo at one time.
Well, there is 2. There were 2, so there's still 1 left.
Oh, there's one left.
There's 1 left because, anyway. So these are really fun. They're Fern Ridge collections. She makes these. They're all different ones. We have several in. So we have the crow. That's the sunflower and the crow. And it comes complete. It comes complete. This is the beach house, which I've got that one. That's the one I think I have finished at home. This one is called Nicholas. And here's the fun part. The little charms and beads, like the little dangly things here on the bottom, are so cool. This one, strong and free. There's your patriotic one, because that's fun. Here's a snowman. This is the one I think that got Nancy excited about it, because and she wants to learn how. So the plan is I'm gonna teach Nancy, and then one of the other staff wants to learn how. So we're having a staff stitch in, because we're fun like that. We like to hang out with each other. And at that stitch in, I think I'm going to teach some people how to do this. So this one's Magnificent Magnolia. So that one's cool. It's a pretty flower. And this one, Sunflower Crows. And then this is the one, the Flamingo, which I started last night. I had the bottom 4 rows. So you start at the bottom and work your way up. And I had these the first 4 rows on the bottom. You don't put the hangy down parts, the dangly beads, you don't do those till the end. So you do this main part, and then you go back and you put your danglies on. But I had started, and you start from the bottom, work your way up, and I had 4 rows done, which is about, 1/4 of an inch by an inch. That's how much I had done. And it took me about an hour and a half to do that 1/4 of an inch by an inch.
Wow.
And I had picked the wrong color bead.
Oh no.
So there's like a creamy color bead and a gray bead, and I picked the wrong one. And my husband, because he's brilliant, said, well, just take those ones out and put the little ones in that you need. And I'm like, no, you got to rip the whole thing out. So I follow my own advice and be very careful about selecting my colors. So anyway, that's what this is. If you are a cross stitcher, you might like this. I've had people say, oh, it's so tedious, but once you get the hang of it, it's very fun. Great instructions. They tell you everything how to do it. This is a fun project. So if you're a cross stitcher, you might want to cross over.
And I think I have that video, the peyote beading video, on our YouTube channel, where you go into demonstration on an actual piece that you're working on.
I do, yeah. So there is a video out there, but we've really kind of gone deep into these now because
that snowman and the Santa.
The snowman and Santa and the flamingo. Hello, flamingo. So if you watch and you are close to us and you would like to learn how to do this, stand by on our website page, because once I get a couple staff members taught how to do it, they're going to teach it, because I've got too many teaching responsibilities.
Would you put that in your newsletter?
I would put that in the newsletter, so sign up for our newsletter on our website. On the homepage, scroll down to the bottom and put your name and information in, and we'll get you connected. That newsletter goes out once a week, and these Flosstube videos are uploaded to that newsletter. So if you don't always go to YouTube, you can just click on the newsletter and get a nice summary of what's going on in the store. So that's all I have today. So
thank you so much for sharing your love of peyote beading with us.
I love this. I do. I really do love it. So thanks. I hope you have fun.
And I'm just going through here looking at them, because they're so nice.
Do you want to show everybody else?
Oh, that's real nice. Well, I gotta shop first.
You should have shopped a long time ago.
I should have shopped while I had these.
Yeah.
Okay, I was just doing a little preview. Here is Seasonal Courier, Cardinals Winter. Look at that cardinal on that wonderful pine cone.
I love the pine
Have you
cone.
seen any cardinals lately?
I have. I had the mama and daddy out there, and guess who was out today?
Who?
My blue jay and the woodpecker.
Oh, nice.
I was excited.
Nice. Usually you don't get one without the other.
Well, good. That's good to know.
Here's this set from Primrose.
All right, Primrose, they do what they call you've done this before, Peter, sip and stitch box.
Sip and stitch.
And the winter one, these are the 2 patterns that were in it. This one is sip, stitch, and repeat.
Beautiful
And I
cross
thought that was
stitch.
really fun.
Beautiful.
And I was looking at it, and I thought, those are really Christmas colors. I love Christmas, don't get me wrong. I will never break up with Christmas. But I thought, what if you used like a navy blue and a deep, deep red?
Oh, that looked nice. Navy blue, deep
And
red.
then something like that I could keep out all the time.
Yeah.
So along with that is Warm Winter Wishes.
Well,
Which
winter
is
has been warm. Should
Yeah,
we,
no
should we blame
kidding.
Lindsay? It's Lindsay's fault.
Oh, good. That takes the blame off Stephanie and I. So these are 2 good patterns that, again, change, like as I was looking at it, change up your colors. Make it match your decor. And then if you're enjoying the Quakers that they are coming out with,
Yes.
they have a Valentine's Day Quaker,
Yes.
which we have here in the shop.
Feast your heart on
So,
that.
Yeah.
Would that be good for, you know what I'd like to do that for? That would be nice for like somebody who is struggling with breast cancer or is like a breast cancer survivor. That would be nice to stitch.
Yeah, because
As
it's
kind of like a memento.
you could go more pinky in your colors, or you could swap out the fabric to be a darker pink and use white. So,
I mean, I know it's not how it's designed, but I just think that would be a nice
Yeah.
interpretation.
yeah.
Okay, from the Luminous Fiber Art Studio, we have Sweet Love. So there, I feel a theme here with the
Do you?
Valentine's Day.
Well, we hope so. Because
Why-
you do
why
have
is
time
that?
to stitch for Valentine's Day. You should be doing that now along with some of your winter stitching, although who knows, I may be winter stitching in summer.
Look at those little lovebirds. Sweet Love. It's 52 stitches by 120 stitches on 32 count caramel linen by Seraphim Hand Dyed Fabrics. Well, it's pretty.
That's very pretty.
Oh, you know what? You should have had this one when you did that other one.
Well, you did that one.
I know. I'll do this one. This is Winterly Twosome Triangular Ornaments. Oh, those are fun. Look
And
at that.
it's
Look at the
not-
shape on those.
It's not too early to stitch ornaments. You have
I
to
see one
show-
on paper.
Yeah, and it's just half of it. So they give you a lot of options.
It's just half of it. See that little half right there? That bird? That's on that paper.
Yeah.
And paper is 14 count. And we have all different colors of it. Is that like an ornament? It has a thing hanging from it, doesn't it?
Yes.
That's cool.
And they
Oh, it's
have
got little
one-
beads.
Yeah, they have one in a hoop also.
There's a little mini hoop. Where right there. How creative.
Yeah.
You know, for somebody who's been doing fabric their whole
Yeah.
life and then to get into the cross stitch world, I really like that she's
Yeah.
bringing in some fresh, you know, this one's got little bells. Oh, look at this little
Mm-hmm.
ornament. This little ornament right here, it's got a little ribbon with two little jingle bells.
And one of them has a button.
A button.
on it.
One of these has a button. I don't know which one.
That one.
Okay, this one has a really cool button, which you know would be fun to do, is
What?
to do a cloth, one of those covered buttons,
Oh,
and
yeah.
then use Kathy Holden's, like one of her lines, because she's got all those little whimsical motifs that you can cut out.
Yeah, I wonder if Robin's going to come out with a
Button pack?
Christmas line of fabric that would go with this.
You know
Because she
what?
did that in the fall.
You know what? Why wouldn't she? I think that'd be a great
Yeah.
idea. I
So
think
then
you're
you
right.
could use that fabric and cover the button.
Oh, you could.
And use that fabric as your backing.
I love it. Okay, pick from the tub. Choose wisely.
That one's not new.
Oh,
Okay.
why is that in there? Not new.
I don't know.
Oh, because she showed the stocking last episode. That's why.
Oh, okay. Okay, Jeanette Douglas has a couple series going on. One is called Budding Bouquets, and the last one was an autumn bouquet that was really pretty, and this one is a winter bouquet. And it's got your poinsettias in there.
That's pretty.
It's not a big stitch, it's a smaller pillow-sized stitch, which I think is fun. You need those in between all your big Afghan projects. And if you remember Chubby Bird and Chubby Bunny,
I love Chubby Bunny.
we now have Chubby Fox. And I was looking at him, and he's really not all that chubby.
What did the Chubby Fox say to the Chubby Bunny?
I don't know, Peter.
Ding, 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 ding.
Oh, I walked into that one, didn't I? Oh, this one was fun. This is by Tiny Modernist, and it's called Christmas Terrarium. I would have changed the title and said Christmas in a Jar. But,
Christmas in a
Sorry.
moonshine jar.
oh, yeah,
Looks like one of those moonshine jugs.
it does. So, you've got Santa in there, the house. They got snow. I need
They
a-
have snow.
I need a Christmas
You do not
terrarium.
have snow. They
I
have snow. You know, you need a snow globe for your desk.
I do. I do. Oh, look, there's
Yeah,
a bunny.
Snow globe.
And there's flowers growing.
Well, it's a what
It's a
would you call it?
terrarium.
Terrarium.
It's a terrarium.
a
Okay.
terrarium.
We'll go with that. Maggie
Oh,
Bonanomi. Is that how
Okay.
you would say it?
yeah.
Sorry if I butchered your name. She's a new designer to us. This is through Blackbird Designs.
Very cool.
Yeah. Says on the back, her whimsical art reflects her love of nature and primitive folk art.
Oh, wow.
Her drawings have been made into penny mats, journals, hooked rugs, stationery, company logos, and now cross stitch. She's been with Blackbird. She designed the Blackbird logo over 5 years ago.
Wow.
Well, there you go. So now she's
Wow.
gone into, this is called Fond Hearts. I think that's cool that she's gone into that. And it says, when two fond hearts unite as one. Oh, what's that word?
The yoke. Is it
The yoke is easy and the burden light. They have the writing on both sides of the heart.
There's your wedding sampler.
A little late, I've already started one.
It's not too late to start a new one.
That's true. This
No
might be
backstitching.
Yeah, no kidding. Oh dear. Okay, and then the latest in the Country Cottage Needleworks Saltwater Taffy Shop. This is the Beach Boardwalk series. So if you're working on that one, we got the new one.
I love the sound that the saltwater taffy machine makes at the state fair.
Oh yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
It's fun to watch, too.
Can you imagine doing that by hand?
Oh my gosh, no.
No? Okay.
No.
I guess Peter won't be making saltwater taffy.
This is Teresa Kogut, Santa's Delivery. I love this. I feel like we talked about this last time. If we did, we're going to talk about it again. It's on those little cake pops.
They're not cake pops.
Oh, you know the little sticks that the cake pops are on?
They're a little bigger because there's the finishing.
Oh, okay. The reason why we're looking at this again, you guys, the cake pops, is because here's the finishing kit. Look at that. This bag weighs at least 5 pounds. This is one finishing kit. One
Yeah.
finishing kit. Look at all those pieces and parts. This
There's
is
a
cool.
lot.
This is a great kit to have. One of you lucky people will be able to get this.
Just one?
Just call now. Always in stitches. Operator standing by. Deborah standing by.
Now, these are done on black
Oh,
perforated
yeah.
paper.
Black perforated paper.
which we have on order, but
could be next year before we get it.
it could be. So here's what you can do. A lot of the perforated paper, and I've not tried this, so if anybody tries it, let me know how it works if I don't do it first. A lot of the perforated paper is painted. So my thinking is, if you want to
Shake up
do
the
these
can.
right away, oh, I wouldn't use spray paint.
Oh.
I would use an acrylic paint. Is get a base color, a good base color, and then just paint it black.
Yeah.
Make sure you don't put too much paint that it
Yeah,
clogs
cover
up the holes.
Yeah.
But why couldn't you paint it?
Yeah. No spray paint though?
No spray paint. That would make it smell bad.
Okay.
Yeah, so use an acrylic
Unless they
paint.
have like coconut,
I-
vanilla
I
flavored
don't
spray
think
paint.
they do. I don't think they do. So who knows what Lanine's going to have done when she comes back.
And I believe this is the pattern crowning tree that she showed you that little stocking was from. Right here, this pattern. So she put that in the bag for us. Thanks, Lanine.
Yeah.
How's
we
your
miss you.
Florida trip going? You enjoying that? I saw that Florida made the news yesterday, and my heart sank into my stomach, and I was so
What
worried.
happened? I don't watch the news.
It was the weather. It was weather related. One of those weather related things.
Well, hopefully you guys are safe and sound. I know Cappy talked to you the other day, so we know you're still around. So, and I get your emails
Hey, wait, you get emails from Lanine?
daily.
Okay. Very cool.
She's working while she's down there, so it's not all vacation for her. So she's got to keep up with all that we do.
Yeah, for all the wonderful fun stuff that
Yeah.
you guys like.
Yeah. So I know we have new Mill Hill kits coming.
New Mill Hill.
Yeah.
Deborah.
Probably They're probably spring.
Oh, springs are the best
Maybe.
ones.
I'm
You know,
not sure.
after a long, hard winter,
Where's that?
we are definitely thinking about spring. I think Nancy was showing me gardening ideas
Oh, I
from her
was.
email. They took a flower
Yeah.
sifter and used it to
Yeah.
plant in as a planter. And then what was the other
The
thing?
lunchbox.
The lunchbox, the vintage,
Yeah.
the vintage lunchbox with that opens up. That's long and rectangular, and it's got the little
It's
hinges
rounded
on
at
it.
the top.
Yeah,
Yeah, that was cool. I liked that.
That's cool.
And the picket fences, you like those?
I
Or
love
just
the picket
pieces of 'em?
fences, the little pieces of picket
Yeah.
fence in the garden.
And there was a great idea. The windows. They
Yep, the
put
windows.
like a window that my son and daughter, Emma, no, my daughter and son-in-law, there we go, got that right. Emma's my daughter. The past two houses they've done a lot of remodeling, so they've taken a lot of windows out of doors and different places. And they've all been older homes, so they're vintage windows. And I've got several of them in my storage unit, and it's like, what am I going to do with these? Well, they took a window, and it had all the glass in it, and they built a planter at the bottom of it, and then they filled it with plants. Isn't that a great idea? I'm
Love
going to
it.
have 2 window planters.
Love it.
So, yeah.
You'll have to chase the crows out of it. Or not the crows, the blackbirds. You'll have to chase
Starlings.
the blackbirds. Starlings.
Starlings.
The starlings. Let's chase the starlings from it.
Yeah.
I put that one feeder out after the feeder emptied. The sparrows, I don't know. The sparrows just emptied my feeder. So I waited a week before I put the new feeder out so that way they wouldn't ambush it. But anyway, it's still out there. They haven't ambushed it.
Yeah.
So I don't know if the bluebirds know it's there and the cardinals know. I don't know. I haven't
I mean,
seen
the
any.
word's out on our bird feeders because we filled all of them. I've got a 4-tube feeder and 2 other
Oh, gee. Yikes.
bird feeders, and then
Uh-huh.
I've got a suet cake feeder and then a little tray feeder. So we filled all of them.
Wow.
And it took probably about a week for them to find it, but they've not devoured it
I'm surprised.
like most of them have, but I've been chasing the squirrel out of it.
What's really weird is last year I got a huge feeder and it held 4 suet cakes and I had 3 suet cakes in the trees and I had a big tube feeder and a small tube feeder and a platform feeder and I filled it all up. Well, little beknownst to me, we're on a migratory route, so there's these huge big trees and they fill
Oh, no.
they fill with they fill with sparrows. So they'll send a few out for reconnaissance, and then they'll see them nibbling, and then from I don't know
Yep.
where, from these big trees, they'll take shifts and fly over, and there'll be 50 of those birds, and
Yep.
then it's just chaos from there because then the whole neighborhood birds know where all the feed is and where to come. So I had to scale down my operation to just one bird feeder, and then fill it only once a week.
Oh, not me. I'll feed them. The only thing
I'll
I
go
won't
broke.
feed are squirrels. They can eat
I
what's
can't
on the
keep
ground,
up.
but stay out of the feeder.
There's Patrick's,
So.
or not Patrick, Alex's mom.
Oh,
Alex's
okay.
mom's out there. Probably came to see a sample they did.
Probably that we now have back here.
Yeah, we commandeered it.
Yep.
Well, I
All
think
right.
we've run out of stuff to show.
Oh, I've got a Hoffman box
Oh, you do?
back on my desk.
Oh, well, they'll have to see it in 2 weeks.
Yeah, and Stitching with the Housewives. So
Oh, sounds
Goodies
like a
in there.
new release. If you like Stitching with the Housewives, just come on in.
yep, they'll be out there.
Scoop 'em up.
All the information
So.
about cross stitch you want.
All right.
Well, I
Peter,
like that snowflake.
I think we probably ought to go back to work.
All right, time to go back to work.
Thanks, guys. Thanks
Thanks,
for watching.
guys.
Happy stitching.
And we learned
Bye.
about birds.